Good evening, everybody. Been a bit of chaos in the chat beforehand. Welcome back to the Dream Team Tonic podcast. Let's say hi hello to a few in the chat before we get going. They're getting a bit impatient. Ian does gigs. First one here tonight. Gary Walker, Dave, Joe Cook. Let's see. Let's keep going. Nathan Wisby is here. Robert. Hi, Cuzza. James, you're here.
I'm here.
See you.
I'm here.
Stephen Whale. Andy Barnett. Good evening. Lee Doherty. Let's see. Gary Walker. Don't want to miss anybody. I'll be in trouble. I think that is it. James, all the way from Venezuela. Good evening.
Good evening.
Or good afternoon, in your case.
Look at him sweating his balls off with his fan on in the background.
I know. We're there, middle of winter. And Ben, good evening.
Good evening. You all right?
Yeah, all good, mate. All good. No Scott tonight. He's off gallivanting round Ireland. Him, his missus, and his dog. Hope he's having a great time. Bit nippy to be travelling. Jesus. But yeah, international break is almost over. I didn't watch any of the international football at all. Not a game, not a minute. It's awful. They should only do it for tournaments. It's just daft. Who was it who won 9-1? Was it Portugal against Armenia? Or yeah, it just shows how pointless the games are. But we're nearly back. So without further ado, I'm not going to bore you any longer. We're not going to go back over the teams. We're going to just look to the future and look to these this double week coming up, Gameweek 12, and let's try and pick some bones off of all the happenings and all the injuries that keep flooding throughout this last week. Some big ones. So, James, it'll be your team first, mate.
Okay.
Where you're at. Let's say, obviously, that's your last week's team, but what's your thoughts with them flags and stuff?
Well, it looks like Gabriel's got to go. I know a lot of people are worried about that now. I'm seeing lots of messages about that. I'm hearing he's out for possibly out for 1 or 2 months, although we've not heard from Arteta yet. Whether he'd give us the right information or not anyway is another factor. But I think he's going to have to go, isn't he? And to be honest, Arsenal's fixtures this week, it could be a good time to hop off with Tottenham and Bayern Munich. It's not you wouldn't expect clean sheets necessarily in those games. You know, so I'm thinking, I've got them 4 at the back anyway, so I might be looking at squeezing Saka in. I think there's still goals to be had, and I want Saka. I missed out on his points this week, although my Crystal Palace defense bumped me up a bit this week. After a few weeks of having him, I've brought in Henderson recently. He's got me a nice 9-pointer there, as you can see. So yeah, quite happy with going quite heavy on Crystal Palace at the moment. What's the latest with Fernandes? I see he's flagged, but he missed the internationals, didn't he? So I think he'll probably be okay. I haven't heard anything recently about him. Is he on your injury slide coming up? Or should we?
I think he is. Yeah, I think he is.
Okay.
So
We'll park
touch
that
it
there. So I'm thinking I've got 3 transfers actually. So what Waldemade, his fixtures don't look very nice this week, and Newcastle's form has been a bit sketchy. With Man City and Marseille away, I'm not really fancying his chances of scoring many. And Newcastle's form seems to be up and down at the moment, so he's definitely on the chopping block. Pino as well, potentially. I was like 0.1 million away from getting Sarr, which was super annoying because he's been doing quite well recently.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are my thoughts at the moment. I'm quite happy with keeping Doku. Obviously, Haaland's going nowhere, and my Crystal Palace defense. I'll hold on to Timber. So the ones that are most likely to go are Gabriel and Pino and Waldemart. Assuming we don't hear any more. Assuming Enzo's back, of course, that is.
It's probably a decent week that. Obviously, Gabriel's injury forces your hand, and it allows you to take that value out and probably bump Pino up from there. It's probably a good thing that's happened to you. But yeah, nice one, Jambo. Ben, what your early thoughts?
Yeah, I actually did a good week last week. 71 points. Brought in Bradley and Pedro. Yeah, so decent week. The 2 players took out didn't even play, Gordon and Achimpong. Yeah, I missed out. That 50-50 was between Bradley and Achimpong, and I went for the Achimpong, and he didn't play, and Bradley went and had a flyer. I knew he had a tough game this week, but it's more for the future fixtures and getting the value out of him because he was going up 0.3 last week. I think at the moment I'm pretty happy with that lineup. Fernandez is one to watch. Enzo Fernandez. Just the keeper, I think I'm going to sort out now. I've got the exact money to go to Henderson. So I think I'm going to do that one move. And I'm going to keep my eye on Enzo Fernandez because I wouldn't mind keeping him for the Burnley fixture this week and the Leeds fixture next week. But he might have to make way to enable something else if he's not definitely playing. Luckily, Chelsea's the first game this weekend, so hopefully we get to hear something. But not count my chickens. But,
I don't know whether they try and hold him as well. If there is something there, or they've just done it to hold him away from the internationals, like per se. Because I think last time he come back with a niggle, didn't he? So whether they just didn't want him to go. Interesting if he doesn't. If they hold him off that Burnley game and then just give him the Barca. Which I don't mind. I don't mind the Barca game really for Chelsea, but you want to get both, don't you?
Yeah. If he doesn't play the Burnley game, I mean, you could hold him. I could save my transfer, have 3 chances next week, hold Enzo, and if he doesn't play the Chelsea game, I can substitute him out for someone else.
If you don't play that Burnley game at the start.
Yeah. Not sure who yet, though.
Yeah, tricky one. Oh, so on to my side. Like I say, I've kind of been forced to sort my keeper out at some point. I've got the exact money like you, Ben. If I just do one transfer, I can go straight from Roofs to Henderson because I don't think Henderson went up, did he? Or he didn't go up as much as I thought. So I can just do Roofs to Henderson. The Gay injury puts a little bit of doubt on it. Do you want to go too heavy there, or to be? It's whether that's going to obviously weaken him a little bit, which I mean it is because he's quality, but that's remains to be seen, and the fixtures are good for Palace, so I don't really mind even still having Lacroix, Richards, Henderson. Still like them. Trippier, tricky week. Trippier, I got the 0.3 rise out of him last week, so I weren't so fussed about keeping him. But yeah, tricky fixtures coming up, so I think he's on chopping block there. Esteval, Brazilian Steve, he just keeps wanting to stay in my team. He just keeps doing enough in the second fixture to get a bit of a rise and to tempt you to keep him. I think he's always going to be used as an impact player. I'm just struggling to get him out my side. Yeah, I think I'm same there with you, Ben, with the Enzo one. I might just leave him in and use a sub if needed, if he doesn't get the Burnley game. Even though I don't mind the second fixture, but I'd still want someone doubling. And so, yeah, I'd go there. Yeah, that's early thoughts. Budget's all right. Did all right last week. Got that $1 million back that I lost the previous week. So, happy days. So, as we've seen, international break, it's been a bit of a nuisance. Just beforehand as well, obviously, quite a few people going down with injuries, and whether that's to get them out the international break or like Lucas Paqueta does, he just gets a yellow card and just, gives himself a break. Just going through a few of the top sides and a few of the injuries that are going on. Obviously, some of these are a little bit older and they've not been updated as such, but there's a few of the big names like Fernandez, obviously rested, complained about his knee against Wolves, withdrew for the Argentina squad. Don't know whether have Argentina already qualified for World Cup.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a lot more to do with it than anything else. I just think, is it pointless? Is there much point of him traveling halfway across the world to play a game that probably means nothing?
Yeah,
I think that's more to do with it. Another player, 75% Neto, groin injury against Wolves. Is that another one? I don't know. Touching on Chelsea, obviously Cole Palmer was always said to be returning after the international break, which would throw a bit of a spanner in the works if he comes back fit. Been said he could return after November internationals. Whether any of us are going to trust that, obviously it's a wait and see, but that impacts Enzo a little bit because if he does play, obviously Enzo's not on the penalties, so it does lessen his impact. Arsenal defence, Gabriel, the big one, because as it says there, I put this together yesterday, so before the pod, Gabriel, obviously now we know he's out for 1 to 2 months. So that 75% there on the thigh injury is quite inaccurate. So it shows that, yeah, sometimes it might be a bit more serious than what we first think. Calafiori withdrew from the Italy squad because of hip niggles. No great concern about the issue. Is he just missing the game? Is that a club v country agreement? Again, we don't know.
I heard that he's probably going to be okay, but as we know, he's probably not going to play twice a week because he's had historical injury issues, which is why Scott has always said steer clear, or he's put doubt in your mind, and he was right. California's not a 2-game-a-week player, is he?
No. And that's held him back in it. So obviously with the cheaper option, Calafiori, weren't he? But he has cost people a few clean sheets by either being benched in the second game, taken off early. Obviously striking options, Gyökeres and Jesus. We know about those. Goal boosters in Gameweek 13, because this is when we were discussing the other week about goal boosting. A big one for me was I would get Semenyo in for that double. I thought you had nice fixtures. Semenyo has pulled out the Ghana squad with anterior talofibular ligament sprain. Now, that sounds serious.
Easy for you, sir.
Hey. But yeah, I think that's going to be quite a extended period out for Semenyo. And just to rub things in a little bit more for Bournemouth is Cliver coming back from international duty with an injury from Netherlands. So you have to keep an eye on them. Mark Gay, the heavy bone bruise. It doesn't sound good, does it? There's not much more to it that we're hearing. It just doesn't. It's kept him out of the game. You can't rely on. It's one of them where if you're thinking about going heavy on Palace and the fixtures and defence, I think you've probably just got to avoid Gay for now. Go elsewhere. Lacroix, Richards, I think safe options. Then on to Liverpool. Jambo, you're the resident Liverpool fan. Frimpong, obviously, I mean, his hamstrings are made out of the same stuff that Callum Wilson's were.
Yeah.
He's obviously struggling, which is giving everybody the Bradley option on it.
Yeah.
No danger of rotation other than with Szoboszlai. But what do you make of their problems?
Well, yeah, like you said, it's given Bradley the option of playing 2 games, but his historical injury record's been pretty bad. And you'll if you watch a lot of the games, you'll know that he's quite often taken off after 70 minutes, which probably tells you that he's being protected. Yeah. So yeah, I still at his price, if you're willing to, because we don't have any other real options at right back unless we want to shove Gomez in there, which is sort of a last resort measure. Then I think Bradley's a good option.
Yeah,
but yeah, he'd probably be protected and subbed and come off. But yeah, I mean, if you get 70 minutes out and you're getting a clean sheet, then happy days. He's still very well priced, isn't he? So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and Alisson will be back soon as well, so that will help with the defence. Although Marmadish Valley has done pretty well actually in the last couple of games.
Oh, the next question: do you think he comes straight back in, Alisson?
Yeah,
because he's reported to be fit for Forest on 22nd.
Yeah, I think he will come straight back in. I mean, he's top keeper. If he's fit, he'll come straight back in. I would have thought.
Yeah. Next lot, could have done my con for this company, and Dan Byrne, 1 match, that 5 yellow cards was that? Oh, that was the red card, weren't it? Got sent off in the last game, Dan Byrne.
Yeah.
So Dan Byrne out. Gordon 50%. That was an older one. That 7th of the 11th. Livermento obviously out. If anyone's looking at Forest assets, looks like Douglas Luiz is out. Zinchenko, that's a surprise. He's injured. The most injured man in the world. It's Zinchenko. Spurs, I didn't think they had that many injuries, but they seem to be totting up. Obviously, Kulusevski and Maddison have been long-term absentees. 2 of the most creative players as well. Dom Solanke was never injured until he arrived at Spurs, and now he's never fit. 50%.
So wanky. As we used to call him at Liverpool. He's decent. That's harsh.
Another of their creative players, Kudus, obviously, was injured before the international break as well, and Bergvall. So yeah, they're struggling with their attacking assets. So yeah, that's it. Onto the fixture ticket. Ben, coming back in after an international break. Where are we going? Where are we attacking here?
Yeah, well, the European games are back for this game week. We've got Liverpool, 2 home games, Forest and PSV. Nice double there, isn't it? I think a few might be attacking that. Man City go to Newcastle and have Leverkusen at home. Arsenal, tricky double game week, but both at home. You'd fancy them to win, but I'm not too sure about clean sheets in both games. Tottenham and Bayern Munich. Newcastle have Man City at home and Marseille away. That's a tough double for them. Chelsea have Burnley away in the early kickoff and Barcelona at home. Tottenham travel to Arsenal and PSG. I think I'll be avoiding that one.
Yeah, not a nice one. Not a nice double, that one.
Yeah, a few goals conceded, I think, this week. Villa have a nice double game week. Leeds away and Young Boys at home. Decent little jump on point for Villa players.
Yeah.
Forest away game against Liverpool and Malmo at home. And Palace have Wolves away and Strasbourg away. Chelsea B team. It's where the all the players go on loan in it.
Players.
Who was it? Who was there last year for Chelsea? I can't think now, but one of the Brazilian players he had on loan there last year.
Yeah, so like I said, it looks like a nice entry point for Villa. Who, I mean, Watkins still ain't firing. I don't mind Rodgers. Because he's good for minutes. He's not playing too bad. Obviously, Cash has been sought after, hasn't he? He's been doing a bit. But then fixed the next 4 for Villa. Look decent enough. Nice holds for the next 2 doubles. Yeah, Spurs, I mean, they've got it tough, haven't they? They've got it tough. Are you tempted to buy Salah this week?
If I could afford him. But is he going down in price again, is he?
He should be doing, yeah.
I mean, if you can afford him, I'd buy him, but I don't think I'll be going there this week. Just with one transfer, I won't be able to do it. So I'm going to try and possibly keep a 1 spare next week, and then I can, with free transfers, somehow get him in for the goal boost in Gameweek 13.
It's worth noting that that Salah's not started the last 2 European fixtures. So, although this one's at home, so whether that makes a difference or not, I don't know. But it's possible he could be benched for that. He's no longer guaranteed two starts effectively, based on what I've seen.
Yeah. Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, I think his performances have merited that. He doesn't have 2 starts, to be honest. But yeah, you're just looking at them pair of fixtures there, Forest and PSV home. I don't like my team without a Liverpool asset for them.
Yeah,
that's what I'm feeling. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Over to the questions. Let's have them there a bit. First up, Joe Cook. Who do you think is a boring but safe pick for the next few game weeks? A boring but safe pick, Ben?
Well, when you say safe, I would say probably like a Saka, a Haaland, or a Mateta, because Mateta's ownership pretty high now. So I'd say they're pretty safe picks if you want to cover every angle, like most angles. If you want to stay high in the leaderboard, if you're doing well, you want to get these players in.
Yep. James?
Well, I read the question slightly differently. I think I put more emphasis on the boring. And I've written down Gravenberch, who's been ticking along. He's back from injury, or at least I hope he is. He did play before the international break. And he's only 4.3 million, so you don't get much more boring and safe than he could be the new Elliot Anderson, whose points have dropped off apart from his lucky pen last week. So I'll go for a Gravenberch with Liverpool's fixtures. If he's fit, he's pretty nailed. Although they might, I suppose you could argue they might try and nurse him a little bit because they've probably been overplaying him, to be honest. But that you don't get much more boring and safe than a Gravenberch, I think.
Just the person that you touched on there, Elliot Anderson, obviously the boring pick. Douglas Luiz flagged, who's been stealing a lot of his set plays and other things, stealing his PPM, to be fair. Obviously tough game away at Liverpool, but then that's probably where he makes up most of his points in the tougher games and the tackles and the other stuff. And then nice little fixture at home to Malmo. I don't mind that. So Elliot Anderson, boring. Scott loves him. But yeah, I wonder whether Scott got rid of him last week, didn't he?
Yeah.
He got that penalty.
Yeah.
I wonder whether Scott's tempted by him now that Douglas Luiz is back out. I don't know, but yeah. I get what you mean. These CDMs, they're not the most exciting picks, but they do tick along nicely and they are picking up the points. So yeah, on to the second part of the question. Who do you think's a possible risky but sexy pick for the next few game weeks? James.
Well, if you're going risky sexy, it's got to be someone like Phil Foden, who is capable of a monster haul, but is also on the risky side capable of quite easily getting a 2-pointer. I did also write down Mbeumo, who I think could be great for next week. He's only got one fixture this week, but that's definitely a sexy pick. Risky, I suppose, this week because he's only one fixture, but for next week, I think he'd be a good shout.
Yeah. Ben.
I don't want to steal your thunder, Tony, but I think your man, Brazilian Steve Estevao, I think he's the risky, sexy pick. He's got one of the highest expected goals and assists in the league. Literally, I think he's in the top 3, but obviously he's never on the pitch. Every time he comes on, though, he produces a goal or an assist, and he's getting bonus and shots on target and stuff like that. So he's quite an interesting player. Reminds me a bit of Doku when he was getting even less minutes, Doku, before. So a bit like that.
Yeah, it's tricky, isn't it? It's because he's such a young lad, he's not gonna be trusted for 70 minutes. I think he's more of an impact player at the minute. Obviously that'll change over the next 2 or 3 years, I guess, but yeah, he does come on and make an impact, doesn't he? I think I did screenshot it. I said it over a week. 1 minute, 1 assist. That's what it said on Dream Team.
Yeah.
He literally come on the pitch and assisted a goal straight away. So yeah, great. Yeah, I like that. I like that shout.
He's not going to play Barcelona this week and Arsenal next week, though. I don't reckon.
No, that's
the easier fixtures.
He might play the easier ones, though. Yeah. So and then he might rack them up. So yeah.
I think you always because if you are playing these tougher fixtures like Barcelona and Arsenal, and you need a goal, I mean, he's your man to go to, isn't he? So he usually gets 20-25 minutes, and given them the license to just attack, I suppose. So it's risky because you want somebody who's on the pitch 80 minutes a game, but yeah, I like that, Ben. Obviously, he's sacked my team, so I hope he can do a little bit. For me, I was tempted last week. I nearly brought him in. Rodgers at Villa. I think the fixtures for the next 2 doubles are nice. They've shown signs of going back out this slump that they've had with a few decent results. I've watched a little bit of Rodgers, and he's looking a little bit more dangerous. Obviously, he's not hit the heights yet, but I think the fixtures there are giving the possibility of doing that. So, yeah, for me, the sexy pick would be Rodgers. Demand Gakpo keeper sell. Jambo Gakpo. I like a bit of Gakpo, good player, solid option. Would you keep him a sell?
I started the season with Gakpo because I thought he was the most nailed, and he was until the last couple of weeks because Slot decided to trial Wirtz on the left, and he had a good game in Europe playing in that position, and of course, and now there's rumours that Slot is going to try and play Ekitike and Isaac together. So if you're thinking if that's going to happen, then I think Ekitike, well, Isaac will be more of a number 9, and Ekitike will play off the left. So unfortunately, I think it's a bit of a shame because he probably has been our most consistent performer up front, but he seems to be being pushed to the wayside because Slot's trying out different formations and stuff. And he'll still get plenty of game time, but I think it probably is a sell, to be honest, which is a shame really because he's a great player. But I don't. I mean, if you've got other priorities in your team, I don't think it's a desperate sell because he's going to get minutes. But yeah, there's going to be some serious rotation in that Liverpool front right for sure. So many options.
Yeah. I heard them whispers about the 4-4-2. Yeah, not sure. Ben, what would you do with him?
Yeah, I think too risky. I'd sell, especially if you're going to goal boost. You want to get 11 players that play 2 games a week. So, yeah, I probably would sell. It's a shame because the fixtures are really good for Liverpool this game week 13.
Yeah, so like I say, it's if this change of formation does come to fruition, then I mean he's not a left winger, is he? A left midfield, an all-style 4-4-2. You're not seeing Gakpo on that left, are you? Obviously, it works. It works as a left winger in a 3, but yeah, tough one. But which is a shame because he's probably been the best player.
He has.
Yeah. Second part of the question: Gay, sell or sub, depending on news. We'll see. With that injury, would you hold him and sub for someone later in that day or that on the Sunday? I think we've got Villa, Spurs, Arsenal, and Leeds play on the Sunday.
I think Man City play after as well.
Yeah, we'll say the evening game on the Saturday's City Newcastle. So, would you sub to one of them for the double, or would you just transfer out beforehand if you knew he were injured?
I think obviously team dependent. You'd want him for later on, but yeah, tough. Depends. You can't if you're going to use any boosters as well. You can't do a sub, can you? So if you were going to max captain this week, for example, I'd probably sell him if he's injured.
Yeah. Friday presses, isn't there? But like Arteta loves to do, what you learn from them sometimes, especially off the back of an international break, can be pretty thin. Anyway, I think you just got to wait for that news on Friday, ain't you? Grommers, what's a good time to start considering AFCON? Obviously, we've got the likes of.
Just looking at the comments, tell James to pour himself a straight whiskey. I'm off the whiskey. I drank a whole bottle of this the other night. So,
what's that?
It's old par. It's 12, aged 12 years. It's lovely.
Was it whiskey?
Yeah.
No one's had a bad head. But yeah, so AFCON, obviously Salah, Sarr, I can't think of any others because we're looking at goal scorers. But when's the time that you should be looking at moving them on?
I think after Gameweek 13, you can start thinking about that. Was it Gameweek 16, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gameweek 16 is when AFCON starts. So you've got Gameweek 14, 2 transfers. Game 15, 2 transfers. Game 6, so you've got 6 transfers from Gameweek 14. And there hasn't been many African players doing that well this year, has there? So yeah, I think we'll be all right. I think Sarr is the main one. Salah, if you've still got him. I think you'll be able to move our way pretty easy.
Yeah, that's exactly what I had written down. I mean, there might be a few Ndai's still out there. He's off to AFCON. Maybe Mbeumo is off, isn't he? If you're going to gamble on him for a goal boost or something like that. But Salah and Sarr are the most highly owned African players. So you've got plenty of transfers. There's no need to rush to get rid of them, like Ben said.
Yeah, so Semenyo, even though he's injured, Ghana didn't qualify for the AFCON.
What's Kudus?
Hey, Kudus is will be still here,
yeah. Yeah, it's not too concerned this time. I mean, if Salah was doing well and everyone had him, then you'd be obviously with more urgency, like when should we jump off him? But that's he's not ripping up trees yet. Right, Wisby. Best capped picks for game week 12, and as you touched on, Ben, as well, he's asking max cap for game week 12.
I probably won't go there, but I can see where he's coming from because there is players with nice double game weeks this week. Just to cover you off against Haaland, if you were gonna max captain, Haaland's got a tricky double, but in the form he's in at the minute, I think I'm just gonna stick it on Haaland and just save that max captain for another day.
Yeah. James?
I think Haaland's too strong an option this week. I mean, it's not the most amazing fixtures, but they're not bad fixtures, and he's in such good form. I wouldn't want to bet against him this week. If you put the max captain on it, and it's just Haaland who scores the most again, then you'll be disappointed because you've wasted it. I think there'll be better opportunities to play the max captain.
Yeah, I think with the form he's in, it's kind of just it's dangerous going against him, and then using a chip to go against him is probably even more dangerous. But on the flip side, it's going to be so, because of the form he's in, he's going to be so highly captained that if he has a quiet week, then you're going to get the maximum out of that captain, that max cap chip. So it's a tough one. The pictures aren't the best, but he's fixture proof. He's on absolute fire, Haaland. He's making goals out of nothing. He's just hungry. He's hungry. So yeah, I'd hold off for now. In all honesty, I think like we're talking about sexy or boring picks. It probably is a boring pick, captaining him, but socks on and all that, beige. You know how it goes. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Brad, what are the main factors you take into account when making transfers apart from form and fixtures? I just have to leave you with this one while I go and have a pee.
Okay. You've got to be their injury record. I would say is definitely a factor. What else did I put down? How nailed they are, in how likely they are to actually get the minutes you need them to have to score the points. Anything I've missed, Ben, when you're considering transfers, apart from form and fixtures?
Yeah, I think you've pretty much nailed it there. There's obviously, I think fixtures are very important, and if they're in form as well, that's a plus. Obviously, yeah, like you said, injury record, and nailedness as well. You don't really want to be bringing players in that are going to only play one game or might not even play.
Yeah.
So yeah, you want to get nailed players in.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else. So yeah, I said injury record and nailedness, Tony. How likely they are to get minutes. I can't think of anything else. Ben agreed with me. Have you got anything to add on that one?
Do you know? I think so. When you touch on form fixtures, so I think a good example this season is I watch as much football as I can. I do. Family's pretty much football mad now, so I watch as many games as I can all the way through Saturday, Sunday, and the eye test is big for me. And I think it's a lot of how I've stayed away from Salah so far this season. Because if you went off form, you know, like especially in the early part of the season, like the start of it, if you just looked at his points and just took it off the basis of, well, he's still scoring all right. But if you actually watched him play, a lot of them were the penalties at the end of games. You know, Emi Martinez passing him one out the other week. Like, Salah isn't performing as Salah is used to performing or what we're used to seeing. So he's not putting out the numbers properly. But sometimes when you just look at it as Dream Team, well, he's on form. He's still going up in price. He's still posting points. But there's going to be a section where that has to end. If you're not on form, you're not just going to keep getting these last-minute goals or passes out from back. It's not going to happen. So I think eye test is a lot to do with it. Although there's a lot of people that I'd argue it's all about playing it on stats graphs and on other things. But I always trust my eye on a player. So form, fixtures, and eye test. I think that's the killer combination.
Just excuse me 1 second. It's a bit. I think my aircon's gone off.
No.
I've just turned it back on.
You're there switching aircon off, and I'm here with thermostat switching it up, saying it keep freezing here.
-2 degrees here today.
I know.
Wow.
And he's there. What is it now? About 25.
Scotland's just scored 2-1 up against Denmark. If they win this, to go through as the group leaders.
Wow.
You see McTominay's goal, overhead kick.
No.
In the first few minutes.
That's what you get. Leave United and go to Italy. You become that next Ballon d'Or winner.
It was like Air Jordan in the air.
Wow.
He was like, his leg was up there. It's unbelievable.
Apparently, Brazilian Steve scored a penalty tonight as well, according to Lee Doc on the comments.
Happy days.
Wales 6-1 up.
Wow. Who are they playing?
Who they're playing? Pub team down the road.
North Macedonia.
Oh well, they were decent.
Yeah, they were.
Didn't they qualify for the last World Cup? And then they were it's a bit of a surprise package, weren't they? So
I remember going off topic. I remember North Macedonia scoring straight from a corner against England, and Seaman was in goal. It ended up 2-0 in the qualifiers. I think it was at St Mary's that game.
Right. Grommers is back. Essential players for a goal boost. Obviously, everyone's getting that goal boost fever before 13. It's getting less and less likely I'll play it in 13, if I'm honest. Prep-wise, injury-wise now, especially Quinn off the back of an international break where there's been quite a few injuries, I'm less likely to play it. What about you, Ben?
I'm still thinking about playing it. I just love that double game week for City, and I want my captain to be smashing it. You know what I mean? And Leeds and Fulham for Man City is a lovely double game week. In 17, he's got Forest away and Sunderland away. I mean, winnable games, obviously, but Forest are decent at home, aren't they? And Sunderland are on fire at the minute. So, I don't know. Like, Liverpool probably got the best double game week that week. They've got Wolves and Leeds, but Salah's not going to be there, is he? So, maybe that's a good thing, but you might be able to spend some money on an Ekitike or Isak might be in form by then. Oh, bloody hell, Denmark's just scored. 10 minutes to go as well. So now they're back in the playoffs, Scotland. Play essential players for the goal boost. I think you got to say Haaland, Saka, Mateta, Sarr. I think's got to be in there. I think I've heard a few people on about selling Munoz to release funds, but probably won't need to now because Gabriel's, if they've got Gabriel as well. But I like Munoz in there for it because of his attacking potential. I don't know. So, obviously, Salah, if you want to go there, he's obviously got the history of going big. But there isn't anybody else. I think. They've definitely got to be in there. There's loads of options. I mean, Man City midfielders, Arsenal midfielders, Liverpool midfielders. But yeah,
I think you still want to spread though, don't you? Would you? Because it's the same Man City. Obviously, Leeds, Fulham. Say they score 4 goals in each game, 8 goals. Do you want 3 City players? Or do you want to hope that Liverpool against West Ham, Sunderland also score 6 goals? You know what I mean? You want to try and maximise the amount of goals you get. You know what I mean? Which is always tricky, especially with City midfielders because you don't know who's going to play. It's always that tough one where you could go, I don't know, you go Doku and think, right, after that great goal he scored the other week, let's go with Doku. If he doesn't score, he should get the PPM, so he's bit of a safety net. But he gets rested for one of them and only plays 30 in the other. And then Foden scores 4.
Yeah.
You want nailed players, don't you? And that's why I was looking like, see if it would come into 13, I'd probably be looking at stick Semenyo in against Sunderland and Everton, which would be a good shout. I would try and build a team to play the goal boost, to play them fixtures and try and have one of the main attackers from each of the teams that I think have the best fixtures, and then captain Haaland. But now I just don't, not just the Semenyo one, I just don't feel like, I don't know. You know, Crystal Palace they've got a fixture against Burnley, haven't they? And you've got Leeds, Chelsea have Leeds, even though they've got Arsenal. How many can they score against Leeds away? Are they going to get 3 or 4 there? I think it's a good week. I just don't want to be dragged in there by FOMO, though.
Yeah. Look at the players who might not be there as well. You've got Gabriel, Palmer, and obviously Salah's not in form, is he?
Yeah, it's a tricky one. Because like you say, even your defenders and got to try and... Like, Gabriel's good for a goal, isn't he? and it does boost it up. It's getting them. There are a couple of people that obviously played it not long ago with Van de Ven getting one, and they just help to knock you over that 200 point mark. James, do you what? What are you doing about your goal boost, mate?
I'm not feeling it, to be honest.
What, 13?
Yeah, for next week. There's a lot more clean sheets so far this season. So
yeah,
I'm not sure there's been as many goals being scored. I don't personally have any Liverpool coverage right now, but which Liverpool players would you get? I mean, the goals are being spread around. I don't know. I'm just looking at my team, my situation. I don't see loads of goals in there in it. I'm currently 4 at the back as well. Although I've got 5 transfers between now and Gameweek 13 to change that. But I'm not feeling it at the moment, to be honest. I might change my mind. I suppose if I brought in a Wemo and I've got Mateta, I probably need a Saka in my team. And then at the back, I mean, I've got a Timber. He's capable of a goal, but I don't have a Van de Ven who you might consider as being probably one of the. Well, he's got 5 goals this year, hasn't he? So, but I don't know. Is he going to? I don't think he's necessarily going to carry that on. I don't know what. Let me have a look at there.
He's trolling me, Van de Ven. I told you there's a trap.
He's a decent player. So they've got Spurs. You wouldn't want Spurs this week, would you? With the 2 horrible away games. Would you bring in a Van de Ven for Fulham at home, Newcastle away?
It would probably be on a 0.3 drop as well if he gets a bit of a paggering against Arsenal PSG. That's one to take into account. You're going to hit your budget.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm not sure. But right now, I'm 70-30 against playing it.
Right. Well, just on that thought, Conk's come up with a great question. But best question at night, this. Are people overthinking the goal boost? It's only 3 points per goal extra. Is it worth over planning and chasing? For example, people might pick a short-term punt like a Mbumo for the week for goal threat over someone like Adoku, who's arguably better long-term pick. He's likely to get the 3 points without a goal through his bonus points. It's a really good shout and it's a really good comparison. And I think this is why we touch on captain. Again, your captain choice is the biggest bit of the goal boost. Boost, I think, because obviously it's doubled to 6 points per goal. But what do you reckon of that, Ben?
Is it 18 points per goal? 6 points for a goal, isn't it? But then it's 9.
Sorry, but, so it's 6 points extra.
Yeah.
Per goal.
Yeah.
For your captain.
Yeah. Yeah, he makes a good point there, and I think looking at Mbeumo there, it's 5.8 million. Like, wait, who's got the money for that? Unless, I don't know. So, like Doku, you can just stick in 4.3, going up 0.3 this week as well.
Yeah.
Good fixtures. Just got to bite your tongue when he gets the bench in. Like I just sold him, didn't I?
Yeah.
And he's gone and smashed it. He scored. I think he's got 2 goals tonight and an assist. Obviously, they're playing minnows, but I think they're 7-0 up or something. Belgium. But yeah, he's looking on it this season. He needs minutes. needs to just let him off the leash. He has let him off the leash a lot more this year. You know, like how he gets Grealish, pass it backwards. He was doing that with Doku, and Doku's just, I don't know if it's change of tactics or it just seems like he's attacking the fullback, isn't he? What's that?
You can't do that with Doku here. Because to be fair to Doku, his defensive work is on point anyway. He's such a grafter. Like, it's not like he abandons his defensive duties, Doku. He's on it. I think, Pep needs to stop trying to stifle players a little bit.
Yeah. Your point about getting the captain. Have you frozen, Tony? Are you there, Ben? It's Tony's frozen. Yeah. Oh, he's back. And he's back.
I never went anywhere.
Hey, I'm in Venezuela and my internet's better than yours. The point about getting the captain choice right, and if you look at Haaland's fixtures for Gameweek 13, they are juicy. So even if you don't think the rest of your team is going to get many goals, if you think Haaland is going to get a hatful, which he could with those two plum fixtures, is that enough? Is that enough to play it? I mean, I'm almost thinking, well, maybe I should do it, but I don't know. I mean, instead of being 3 points extra a goal, it's 6 points, isn't it? And that could you could get a humongous score if he goes wild. And you'd hope one or two other players would chip in. So if you look at it like that, then maybe it is a good week to play it.
Well, it's scary if there's a hell of a lot of people on goal boost on that game week 13 and City have Leeds and Fulham, and he gets a hat trick in both games. Forget about what the rest of your team do.
Basically, for every goal he scores, it's 2 goals, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. It's really tricky, and the thing is that it could game week later on where City have got a decent double, and he could score 4 or 5 in those games, and
he's got Wolves in game week 21. He's got Wolves in Galatasaray, both at home. Is that better than Leeds at home, Fulham away?
Scotland just scored in the last minute.
Oh, wow. Up the jocks, although they hate us. They hate the English.
I want all the British teams in Republic of Ireland to qualify. I do. It's been really good this international break, considering.
What? I just hear is good international break.
Yeah. Some cracking results, especially for Republic of Ireland and Scotland.
He's lost it.
What a goal. Tierney. Off the injury table.
The lesson spotted Tierney. Wow.
Yeah, outside the box. Bosh.
Who's he playing?
Have some of that, you fanny.
Right, anyway. Sticking up close to that board. If you just put Pope in goal, this is walkingfootball.com. If you just put Pope in goal, should he be swapped out this week with the current team form and fixtures? If so, who to? If you've only just put Pope in, would you be kicking him out?
I would consider it. If you've got no other fires to put out, I'd put Henderson in. I think he's the best pick going up this week. I bought him in a week or two ago. Crystal Palace defence is pretty solid. I'd be moving to Henderson if it was me. If I didn't have other fires to put out. I mean, it's not if you've got other moves, other injuries to cover, then you probably wouldn't be swapping your goalkeeper. He's not a bad shout, is he? But he wasn't he? He was concussed, wasn't he? But I think he'll probably be okay. I mean, if he's out, then definitely change him. If there's news that says he's out, but if you've not got any other fires to put out, then I probably would do it, because Newcastle's fixtures are not great, are they?
No, tricky couple of weeks, really. 3 out of 4 aren't the greatest. Even away at Everton. Tough one, that. Tough one.
Newcastle.
I don't like moving keepers on. I think the ceiling is so low. I probably even just said, you know what, even he's injured, just leave him, keep transfer and see what happens next week, and try and get ahead of the curve somewhere else. Especially if you're going into game week 13 wanting to goal boost, you might want that third transfer. You might find a bit of value elsewhere.
That's a good point.
But I would never speak in favour of a goalie move. So I'm just want to be on a little bit with that. But
the other argument is get Henderson in now because he's going up.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. That's where you want to go. Definitely.
And I think he will continue to go up with their fixtures.
Because like I say, the fixtures are, they're pretty damn good. Even to 16, I know they've got City in 15, Arsenal in 16, but the other 2 fixtures around those are decent. So clean sheet in there, and he could end up one of the highest price keepers, Henderson, if he keeps chugging away.
Yeah, you probably could do with that 0.9 million, and then you get the 0.3 rise out of Henderson as well.
Yeah, so
especially to build in the goal boost. What's that, Tone?
Just getting that extra 0.3 straight away.
Yeah.
Probably saving. Is Pope going down this week?
Let me just check, because I've got the page here. He's predicted to not change price.
So you get your 0.3 rise, a solid keeper to keep and hold. It's not bad. It's not bad. Especially if you're not goal boosting in 13 and you're looking at bringing in some obscure players. Like say for like the Mbumo move, like you might put him in for 13, but do you want him carrying on? Nah. So you want as many transfers as you can. I'm having to stir this. Dave Gatt, I said, who'll replace Gabriel now for Arsenal? Is it time to get Mascara in? Obviously, we were chatting about this before the pod started, while we were waiting for Ben with his tech issues, and then me on the toilet break. But it's a tough one, isn't it? And it's not really anything we can.
4-2. McGinn from the halfway line. Just chip Kasper Schmeichel.
The goal machine, John McGinn. But yeah, back to Arsenal's defence. Mosquera, Hincapié, Calafiori being able to come in at left centre back. I don't know. I don't think any of us can say with real certainty who will play. What's the what might be worth doing? Let's have a look at the layout of the fixtures. Arsenal. Let's see. Arsenal don't play till Sunday there. And then you've only got Everton United. I'm going to say you could wait, see who comes in for him, and then transfer out, do a sub, and then use your transfer the week after for who you know is going to replace him. But unfortunately, it's Arsenal Spurs, so I think I'd just be moving them on to someone away from Arsenal. They've got Spurs, Chelsea, Villa next 3 games. They're not the greatest fixtures. So, yeah. What do you reckon, Ben?
I just mention that McGinn. It weren't McGinn. It was McLean. scored the goal from the halfway line. Left pegger. I thought it was McGinn. The Arsenal fixtures are not very nice now. So, and the uncertainty of who's going to come in. Mosquera came in before for Saliba at centre back, but like you said, you got Incapie, you got Calafiori if he's back from injury in time can play centre back as well, and they both play left back. Then does that mean one of them tucks into centre back and Lewis Skelly comes in at left back? So yeah, I'd avoid it and look elsewhere. You've got Villa. Villa's got a really nice run of fixtures and decent price players. If you're looking even cheaper and you're trying to squeeze in Salah, maybe a Forest defender for this little run. They've got after Liverpool, they've got Malmo, Brighton, Wolves, Everton, Utrecht. So it's not too bad. We've got Sean Dyche in charge now.
Yeah, Darginho
should be strong at the back. Chelsea's decent run apart from the Barca and Arsenal, but they've got Burnley and Leeds on either side. Bournemouth after Atalanta, Everton, Cardiff. So and Liverpool's run's really good as well. Forest, PSV, West Ham, Sunderland, Leeds, Inter away, Brighton. So
Matty Cash could be an option. He's going up 0.3, and Villa's fixtures are pretty good.
Yeah, definitely like that one.
I think I've got Matty Cash sat in my team actually on my phone.
I had him. I had him at the start, early part of the season. He did all right, and then I got rid of him, and he's still been banging in the points. Scored a few goals.
Yeah, he's on set pieces as well, now, isn't he?
And he seems to be. He doesn't seem to. He seems to play most games as well because they bought a load of fullbacks, didn't they? And we're like, who's going to play? Is he going to get minutes? And he has been racking up the minutes, so I think he's probably a decent option if he's going up. It's only 3.6 and he's going up 0.3. So if you're looking for someone in that bracket, he's probably a good shout with their fixtures.
Yeah, good
play. And I forgot to mention Palace. Obviously, have got a good run of fixtures as well. For the foreseeable, and they have a double game week in game week 16 as well. So yeah.
Moving on. Legend. What would your ideal 3-man defence be when using goal boost? Basically, who are the most likely to score from defenders? I think we know all them, don't we, Ben?
Yeah. Oh, Daniel Munoz. I think
anybody who's high up there. I know people mention Gusto, but was that his first goal for Chelsea the other week?
Yeah.
With how attacking he is, it is a crazy start. It is a crazy start.
Another player I sold recently.
Yeah. I mean, Matty Cash is going to be on that list. Obviously, a couple of goals already this season. Gabriel, obviously injured, but...
Tell you who's got pedigree for a goal, who hasn't really done much this season goal-wise, is Vardio. Playing centre-back, though, isn't he? But should be able to get in the box for a goal or two, isn't he? Could pop up.
He's good in the air, Vardio, as well. But, I think he is missing out on that roaming left-back role, isn't he? Where he were able to just go up and lever one into the bottom corner. But, some really good options. Just mentioned there. Van Dijk as well, who's obviously expensive, but he's not somebody that you could put in and hold him, really, because he's got good fixtures as well. So he's not somebody you just be putting in for the just for the goal boost. Ben, one for you. Thoughts on Doku for the goal boost game week 13? He isn't the most prolific, but he's been getting more shots on target recent games, and he has a home game versus Leeds. Would you be looking to bring him back in?
Potentially, yeah. Especially with the prices at 4.3, and it's going to be going up again 0.6. I think I prefer Foden, but it's the price. If you can get him in, it's going to be hard to get Foden and Salah in.
Yeah.
So possibly, Doku might come in. Just have to gamble on it and hope he plays both games.
Yeah, I don't mind that. What do you reckon, Jambo?
Well, he's only got one Premier League goal this season. But he does look a better player than in previous seasons for sure. I've got him. I kept him over Foden basically because Foden was $1 million more at the time. But I think Foden probably is the better option on a goal boost. But it's the price, isn't it? If you've got him, I would say don't get rid of him for a goal boost. There are probably higher priorities. But yeah, he's not exactly prolific. But yeah, he's looked good. He got man of the match the other day. And he had a blinder. He does look more effective than he has.
It's whether that goal, and obviously he's scored a few internationals over last week.
Yeah.
Whether that spurs him on to he should shoot more. There's loads of times, honestly, you watch him, he drives into that box, he creates something, and it opens up for him to have a shot, and he doesn't. If I were managing a coach, you've got to shoot more. You have to shoot more. He's got the quality, as we've seen in that other game, and yeah.
Well, as Legend said, he's been getting more shots on target in recent games, so he looks like he's improving that aspect.
Yeah, I think if you give him the license to, and I mean, to be fair, when you got Haaland in middle, you must feel like you have to pass to the robot. But yeah, he's such a talented player. I've not got enough good words to say about him. I think he's brilliant. Go on.
I was going to say I'm not sure I would bring him in, but I certainly wouldn't get rid of him.
Yeah, I think he's more attractive because he was going up in price.
Yeah,
he's at a good price to bring in, but he's one of them where, as we've said since the start of the season, because he were on absolute fire to begin with, and then he got dropped for a couple of games. And if you're on the back end of that, it's harsh.
Yeah.
And then you feel aggrieved, you take him out like Ben did, and then he burns you, and it's frustrating.
I see him as I see him as a long-term hold. I mean,
I think you've got to play him like that, haven't you?
Take-ons, and like Legend said, shots on target, point for each one. Whether it goes in or not, he's doing well on the bonus, and he's definitely a decent price. And it's away into that City midfield. He seems to be playing most games, or certainly getting minutes in nearly all games. Probably one of the better City options.
Yeah, definitely. Thoughts on going heavy Palace at the back? Contemplating Munoz. Torn between Munoz Cash this week. I already have Henderson and Lacroix. Would you throw Munoz in there? Would you go Cash, James?
I'm heavy on. I've got 3 Palace defenders. I have seen a few blocks now with Palace, which is bold. So is he set? He's got torn between Munoz and Cash. Tricky one. Munoz is not going up this week. I don't think. I probably would if you're chasing budget. Let me just double check.
I think he might be coming down, Munoz.
Yeah.
I think.
Right,
look at my thing.
He's got his name. I can't find him because he's got a.
He's not going up or down. Staying the same.
Okay, thanks, Ben. No, okay. When you type his name in on the search, it never comes up because he's got like those weird umlaut on his name.
When they were only halfway up, they were neither up nor down.
I prefer Munoz is clearly a better option long term than Cash, I would say. But this week and for a couple of weeks, I think cash is a good option. So Andy's going up. So if you're chasing budget, definitely I would probably go cash this week. Whether I'd do that next week or the week after, I'm not sure. But yeah, cash for this week.
Yeah, I think I'd go with that as well. There's a bit of a doubt over Konza as well, so I think cash is pretty nailed there. And you've already got cover with Henderson and Lacroix, to be honest. Munoz hasn't ripped up any trees over the last few weeks. He's cost quite a few managers. Like the people that couldn't afford Munoz and went for the likes of Lacroix and Richards and the like, are probably better off over the last few weeks. So, yeah, I think Munoz owes his owners a big haul soon. So we'll see. Nobbles, last question of the evening. You've used your goal boost already before game week 13. So do you A, ignore it and play your own game? B, prepare your team as if it was a goals boost to hopefully minimise the damage? Or C, and I like this one, go big at the back knowing everyone will put in midfielders and strikers. And if you get a flat week, imagine that. What would you do, Ben?
Oh, go on. Sorry.
I would play it your own way, definitely. And knowing Nobbles, he probably would go for the last one, go big at the back, knowing everyone will put in midfielders and strikers.
Yes.
What would you do, James?
I would ignore it and just play my own game. But I do get. I mean, it'd be a bold move to go big at the back, and the swing could be greater, which is like Tony just said. I mean, if the scores are a lot lower than expected, you would be laughing, wouldn't you? Because but I don't know if I'd risk that. I'd probably just play my own game. But I'm quite risk averse when it comes to playing fantasy football.
I like that option C. Yeah, things like that, like fancy that. I think you just carry on your week as if it's a normal week. As much as it, go big at the back. Nah.
Who would you put in though? Who would you put in if you're going 5 at the back now?
Well, I mean, you can afford Palace, can't you?
Yeah.
And Palace in that 13, all right, they got United, but it's at home. They're solid, Palace. And then they got Burnley away. You could see back-to-back clean sheets there. You could. They're the most affordable team to do it on as well, aren't they? Especially with Holding going further down the line.
If Gay is out there, it's
true.
They've
got the young lad, Cavo, who's playing. Did all right actually last game.
The first game he came in and played, I watched it, and he tried to pass back to the keeper, and he didn't
get the goal away, didn't he?
And then he gave the goal away, so he's still a bit raw. So I do certainly, definitely, without a doubt, weakens their defence if he plays. I think he's decent, but he's still a bit raw. Yeah,
Gay's on top of his game, isn't he?
Yeah,
top player, so it does have a big impact. But yeah, interesting one that though, Nobbles. I can't wait to see your game week 13 team, mate. Let's see what you do. Right. On to game week 11 in the lowest score out the door. We're not going to do the other leagues. We're just going to do this league because otherwise I'll forget to kick the people out and I'll have people chasing me down. So lowest score out the door, double eviction. And this is why this league is brutal. So game week 11, two lowest scorers were Henry Cartridge and Get Carter.
Oh,
Wow.
52 points apiece.
And they're flying high.
Yeah, they're 7th and 8th in the league. And they're getting booted out. So I've just gone two places higher. So well happy. But yeah, as we all know, it's
embarrassing. It's a disgrace. That's what it is. A disgrace. It's a disgrace. It's embarrassing. That's how I feel, and that's how everybody feels in that room.
Yeah, that's what they all feel in that room. I mean, it's just how it goes.
See you later. You go in prison. You go in prison, and you're getting named and shamed.
Careful, Tony. We might get a YouTube strike. No one will be able to watch the video. And you'll have to edit it.
You're getting named and you're getting shamed. So where are you? Henry Cartridge. Sorry, remove.
It's just as well Lee didn't go because there'd be probably a massive meltdown in the Discord otherwise. So.
And Get Carter. Sorry. But we're out. So, the league table. I've just got up 2 places. So, come on. But yeah, that's a wrap. That's a wrap for this evening. It's the awards ceremony on Thursday night, a couple of nights away. We're saddened by the fact that James couldn't get a speedboat over from Venezuela to join us. And Scott has decided to go gallivanting around Ireland. Obviously pre-booked. We didn't expect to be going there. So we do have a couple of standings, though. A couple of legends of the pod who'll be joining me and Ben there and doing James and Scott proud in the place, which is Andy Barnett, an original, and another original, which is Conquer. So they'll both be with us. Hopefully, you never know. We might bring home a little trophy. That'd be nice. If not, we've already as a community, as a podcast, we've already made ripples, and we've broken new ground by, I think we are the first non-FPL podcast to make it this far into finals. So that's not just down to us and what we do. That's down to the following and the little community that we've created, and from your support as well, supporting us as a podcast, has drove us on to, to come here every single week and have a laugh and do our QAs and, do our meetups. Our meetups are massive. They're brilliant. Bringing people from top end of Scotland, from Bristol, Essex, Wales, Manchester, Middlesbrough, wherever we're all from, bringing them all together and just having a good time and a good chat and over a game that we all love. So hopefully, once we get that tux on Thursday, we have a good night. And I'd love to bring a trophy back, but you never know.
Don't get too shit-faced, Tony.
Well, I know.
You have to stand up and do the acceptance speech. Let's hope that award's near the start of the evening, because it could be. It could be.
It could be well. I'll tell you what, it could be groundbreaking as well, couldn't it? But yeah, honestly, so thanks to everyone for listening. Thanks to everyone that's subscribed, liked, joined our Patreon, supported us. It's like 6 years now going on. It's, we appreciate it. Ben, I'll see you Thursday, buddy.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
I'm rooting for you.
Jambo.
So bring it home.
Always a pleasure, mate. Love having you on. We will have to get over there at some point. When they do a direct flight, I'm there.
It's only 2 flights now. instead of 3.
We get in there then.
You now go to Trinidad and direct to the island instead of having to go from England to Spain to Spain to Caracas to the island.
Oh, right.
Now
we're getting close then.
Yeah.
Happy days.
Come over. Come and visit.
Happy days. We will. But yeah, hopefully we can do it for you. So yeah, thanks everyone. It's been a pleasurable evening. And let's look forward to the Premier League returning because it's international. It's crap. Unless you're Scottish.
Up the Tartan Army.
Ciao.
Thanks, everyone.
Don't forget to stop the podcast.